G'day everyone, welcome back to Scotty Shed. Here we are again. Today I am going to run you through some of the stuff I've been doing on my Mazda again. This time I've been doing the extractors. So when I was in between the suspension setup and trying to get ready to get on the dyno, I thought, you know what, we've got the dyno done. I haven't got a chance to get onto a track. The car's not quite ready yet. I'll pull my extractors off and I'll make a new set. I was never happy with the ones that were on it. I could definitely make a better set. So in the meantime, I picked up some bits and pieces to make a set, some bunch of bends, and I ended up buying a second-hand, nice looking set that looked like they probably go close to fitting. Well, of course they didn't. So I'm cutting and shutting those to make them fit. But when I say that, it's not really cutting and shutting. I'm just using a lot of the bends out of it, to be honest, because I've had to alter a lot of stuff. But they came with these trumpet type collectors, and so they're a really good set for what I paid for them, and also for the amount of stuff I can use out of them. So I'm, like I say, cutting and shutting those. And I've got most of the way through. I think I'm down the last two pipes now. I've done one side. I've done what you class as the easy side, I suppose, the side that doesn't have the steering and everything on it. That got me started, and then I'm onto the other side now, and actually not too bad. They're coming up all right. I've fully welded one side. I've got to do the other side. I've fully welded one pipe on the other side, but I've tacked the others, and I'm just setting up for the second, or the middle pipes, the two center pipes. So I'll just go and show you a quick look at what it looks like from underneath, and then we'll go on top. Yeah, so here we are underneath. So now I'm looking at from the back of the car. Now those extensions I've got sitting there are not going to stay there. They're the ones I use on my FE to extend my extractors. I've used them as a bit of a just a centralizing point. So I've tacked them at the top, just up here, and then I've just tied them up as tight as I could up here. And then because of the concentric nature of these extensions, or the collectors, that pipe fits inside nicely. So I could move this pipe here whichever way I wanted to get it straight. So now I've got the collector sitting there. So then I've tacked those collectors and holding them in position, so they're rigid. They won't move now. So now I've got a point to head towards. And I've done it on both sides. So as you can see, so there's the other side, and this is the side. So this is the side I've finished. Those pipes are done on the ground, and then this is the side that I'm working on now. What else can I say about these? So you got to look out for there's lots of things to watch for as you're doing them. So you watch out for your starter motor, your filter, and all your plugs when it comes to coming through, and then also suspension parts. Yeah, so it's getting there. We're not that far away. If I drop the hoist down, I don't know how the hell I ever did a set of pipes without hoist before. Crazy. Anyway, yeah, we'll get a start, but I'll just quickly show you. So they're the finished pipes on the other side. So what I was doing, the collector flange plates, I haven't done the flange plates yet. I'll do that last so that I can get it right around them. So to make that square to fit the flange plate, I put that inside my lathe with a 4-jaw chuck and a short piece of pipe. So you can see there I've made a short piece of pipe before I've gone off with a bend. And I turned up a piece of the right snug fit for the round to go into the round end of the pipe. Push that inside the lathe. The 4 jaws would crush around to make it square on one end, but I don't know, what did I say? The sleeve piece that went inside, that held it round on the other side so I wouldn't overlap. And yeah, made those up first, then they sat inside and we worked off them. But so yeah, you can see all those all welded up. I've TIG welded it all. And yeah, I'm not a very good TIG welder. I'm just very much a novice, but I have a crack. and that's all you can do. Anyway, I'll let the hoist down, we can have a look from above. All right, now here we are looking from above. As you can see, that square, he sits in there like that. So you can see that the square just slips into the flange plate. Did a second ago, like that. I'll tack all those in when I'm done. But to get around all the individual pipes to weld them properly, I don't want to weld to the flange plate just yet. So there's the 2 pipes tacked in. I'm going 1 3/4 off the headers, and then into 1 7/8, and then 1 7/8 out. So we might create a little bit more speed that way. We'll see how it works. I mean, if it works, it works. Look, honestly, I'm not that fussed. There are, if you're trying to pinch a little bit here and there, there's really correct ways of doing it, but with firing orders and things, I haven't really concentrated on that. I've mainly just try to get them through the best way possible. I think this side here worked out that we ran in the firing order, the other side probably not so. So there's the flange plates I start with. They're set up for 1 3/4 neatly. Yeah, so I'll get working on these today, and I'll hopefully get those last 2 pipes done, and then I'll show you all that. And yeah, and then I can start working on, I'll put them on another cylinder head I've got here, as just to hold them while I'm welding the flange. I'll just tack the flanges on, and then or weld them on properly with the TIG. It's not so bad, you don't get as much distortion as you do with a MIG. Anyway, so we'll just keep on motoring along. Bye for now. Okay, here we are. So this is my lathe, just a little lathe. Actually was my grandfather's lathe, and I got it after he passed away. And I'm just a tinkerer. I learned how to use a lathe basically when I was at school, because we had a tech school when I went to school. And it kept me in good stead years down the track now, when I can actually muck around with one and play with stuff. So this is the mandrel I made, just a bit of brass I had kicking around. I trued up the center, turned it down to the internal, tight internal of this pipe. So now I push that pipe on, then I hold it in the stock. So in the center stock here, that will hold against it while it sits in the jaws. And the aim is to squeeze it in there, and then now all you do is I just go around and I turn a little bit on each jaw, and that will actually turn a square or a flat on it into it, which will make it square on that part, but the actual mandrel here will hold it round, hold it from going out of shape. So let's do that. All right, so here we are, the finished product. So we go from square. You can see that now, it's nice and evenly square, nice rounded radius corners because of the round part. Now to get that off, it's normally a little bit difficult. Just sit this down and we'll get this off. And then we have nice and round that side, square that side. So that's how I thought about making them. Others might do. I know everyone hasn't got a lathe, which is, you know, bonus for me, but you know, you think outside the square, sometimes it works out. All right, next part. So there you go. It's in position now. I've knocked it in. It's probably in about, I allow about 5 mil, I think it is, to try and hold it in there nice and tight, so when you do the welds it's not going to be trying to blow through the side. So yeah, no, that's how I've done those ones anyway, and it seems to work. That's a 25 mil long piece with about 5 mil inside, so 20 mil sticking out or a little bit more before it goes around on the bend. So now to fit the bend up. Here we go. So I've got them all made up and tacked up, and I'm about to finish the tacking off before I just pull them out and start welding the pipes individually, and then I'll look at tacking them onto my manifold plates and then pull them out, and then I'll bolt them to a head and we'll give it more of a weld. So yeah, we're nearly there, but they take a long time. As you can see, I've got good access to all my spark plugs, which is one major thing when it comes to doing these, I think, because nothing worse than trying to check a set of plugs or a plug and you can't get access. So away we go, onwards and upwards. Well, here we go. This is number one done, all welded. Here's my little trumpet thing at the end. I don't know what they call that, but yeah, my 4-into-1s, all welded internally. Tigged it up, the whole thing, and yeah, she's ready to go on the car. I've got the other side to do now. Just turn these around. Welds. There we go. There's the welds all internally. So it's all good to go now. I just tacked that first on the outside, just a little bit with the MIG, and then ground it off later, and then tigged it all up first, then ground all the outside welds off. So she's a nice clean finish on the outside so we can get bolts and stuff in there. Anyway, that's one successfully done. Now the next thing I'm going to do is get it down to the sandblasters, and then I'm going to just heat paint them. I'm going to actually mask up the chrome part. I think I'll just leave that chrome and I'll mask it up, getting the blast, everything else. I can knock the collector off, so those bolts are there holding the collector on for the two main pipes. It doesn't really matter. I think, yeah, it's all one piece anyway because of the flange. So, but I'll take the collector off separately so we can have that blaster separately. Yeah, so good to go. All right, so next pipe, ready to go. All right, so here we are, the results of the job. It is done. Sandblast and then paint, but it's in. So that's the passenger side and the driver's side. Nice fit, fits very well, very happy. Everything's gone to plans how I wanted. I've got everything underneath all done. I'll just take the hoist up. We'll have a bit of a look. It's been quite a job. I mean, now they're made, then we've got to wait for them to be blasted and then painted, then fitted. Yeah, so I've got another week or so before I get them on the actual car ready to go. But as you see, they're nice and tightly fitted under here. So there you go, you can see there the hot doggy things. So this one, I've still got that there. I was just centralising it, made it easier for me to bolt them up. Let me get rid of this light out of it. So there you go, there's that set on that side. And the other set. So we are good to go. And that is the new set, and here are the old set. So this was this one. This is what the car came with. I added the extension just so I could get a AFR point in it. I'll cut that out and I'll reuse that. But these, I don't know what they've come off this one anyway. It's been cut and shut as well. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be working too well. And then the other side was even worse. They're the other ones that were on the other side. They're dog shit. But anyway, we've all got good ones, new ones now. So, don't know whether it'll make any difference. Looks better. That's what I hope. And it sounds better, and hopefully it might make a bit of difference. Anyway, that's that part. I'll get them down to the blasters and we'll get them painted. Righto. This is Scotty's shed. Okay guys, here we go. Got myself my pipes back again. Well, again. I dropped them off yesterday, getting blasted. Very good friend and guy that I've dealt with for many years with his sandblast, and has done a magnificent job at border sandblasting in Wodonga. Mac has done, as usual, he's always thorough and does a great job for me. So here's me pipes all blasted, ready for paint. I've got myself, and there's my collectors. So I've masked them up just with some silver paper, paint, tape stuff, just to try and make sure the chrome part and stainless part stays nice and clean. And then I've got to weld a AFR bung in there. I'll do that later. But there you go, ready for paint. So by the end of the day, a few coats on it today and tomorrow, they'll be all done. And then we'll do a comparison from the old to the new. So let's give it a bit of a paint, hey? Righto, thought I'd just show a comparison of the old pipes to the new pipes. So these pipes here would have been cut there, and then an extension piece put in there. That's a new piece, this one's a new piece, so that one's a new piece. So someone's got these pipes and cut and shut these to suit this car. Now I extended this part here on because, I don't know, I think I was just trying to get a bit of exhaust length out of them. So this one was the driver's side, and you can see the nice welds that they've done here with MIG. I'm thinking they're only inch and, below inch and 3/4, whatever the next size down, inch and 5/8. I had to patch a little hole there at one point because I was that thin. And then I was just getting them on there to try and use them. So someone's adapted these and welded those. They're a factory weld by the look of that on there, so I'm not sure what these pipes ever came off to suit whatever car, but they definitely didn't suit this one. You can see here they've actually flattened that pipe just there to get it from hitting the chassis rail. This is where it used to rub on the chassis rail, and then it was basically a, I don't know, big expansion joint and a short bit of pipe, and it finished there. So then I wanted to, that was just blowing down the ground, I added this little bit of a bend and then a piece of pipe, just so that I could get them to flow under the car a bit with the exhaust. It was only a band-aid, just so that I could get the car going on the track. We'll get a bit of feel, but as you can see, these pipes look nothing alike, either side, so, you know, efficiency-wise, they were rubbish. We'll just, yeah, so, but that's what it was for the time being. And now we've gone from that to this. So these are my new pipes. Now, I'll just explain to you what I started with. So these plates here with the bends, they were the original, they're a Brodix plate to suit a Brodix head. I could have done an adapter, but the pipes weren't right anyway, so I had to make a new lot of bends and stuff, so basically cut those off. So they left me with pipes that were cut through here, and then I extended, twisted, cut back, and then got them all to fit, basically. So these are the new ones, and as you can see, they're very similar. So lengthwise, we should be very similar in length. They'll work a lot better than the old ones. And then we've got our collectors on with our little trumpet thing on the back. So yeah, that's gonna be a little bit better, I'd say, than what the old ones were. So I went inch and 3/4 and then went into inch and 7/8 compared to the old inch and 5/8 all the way through on the old one. So yeah, it might open them up a bit better and might sound a bit different. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way they've come up. We just got to put them back on the car now, and that's another job ticked off. So next thing I might look at is reconditioning my nitrous solenoids and the nitrous equipment. So anyway, that's the end of the extractors, I suppose, until I fit them on the car. All right, see ya.